case, it's your fault.
It's not my fault.
It is, though.
Howdy,
doing? Everybody. Go ahead. Go on over.
Okay.
I don't know what Rue Paines is or what some girl running through the woods. That's some good social distancing she's got going on there, though. She's just dancing around in the woods by herself.
Makes you look crazy.
Crazy, but healthy.
When is this supposed to start? When is this supposed to start?
It was supposed to start 2 minutes ago.
Oh, now? All right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird to have the TV on and not have hockey on it, but you know.
I know.
Well, there's Hotel
Hello.
Transylvania. Oh, God, there's a series of that?
Hello, Nick.
Zim!
What's on the program for today?
That's up to the viewers. Yeah, that's up to the viewers.
This is what's going on.
We watched Tiger King, the first 2 episodes last night.
This show's crazy. It's a bunch of crazy people.
I saw enough posts about it on social media, so I'm like, I'm going to give Tiger King a shot, and that is a weird show.
Oddballs.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Yvonne and Shannon. Thanks, Yvonne, for what you're doing, making masks. No problem.
She is the master at it. She distributed a bunch of them today.
I did.
Yep. And you're going to keep making more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a bunch already cut out and half sewn. I'm doing them kind of assembly line style. And then I need to get back to doing surgical caps because the local hospital they want 2 per nurse, which is 160 for the one hospital.
Yep.
And then once they get that, they'll be distributed to the other local hospitals. And there's a bunch of hospitals because lots of small-ish towns. So lots of hospitals.
I wonder about like the fire department and
they have
other
responders.
Still.
They still have masks.
But I wonder if they'd be giving them up to the hospital or if they just
not
have
first
their
responders.
No?
First responders get them. The maternity wards, they're giving them to other parts of the hospitals that need them.
Maternity wards need to really be taken care of.
But they don't get all the masks.
Newborns and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not letting, you can't have visitors and stuff in the hospitals right now.
Right.
Which
makes sense. It's hard for families right now, but yeah, it makes sense.
You only get to have mom and one other person. That's it.
Yep.
Thanks guys for doing what you do. Love you guys. How are you guys doing? All right.
As well as we can be under the circumstances. The same stresses and strains as others. Not as bad as some. Probably worse than the billionaires. that kind of thing. And yes, Lilybell would definitely be hiding. We always have Shadow upstairs. And Bear on the tree.
Lilybell's in our room.
Is she?
She was a little bit ago anyways. She frequently likes to be in our bed. Pixel's right there on the floor. Did she go upstairs? She might have. Pixel's on the floor right here. Those 2 on there.
Well, yeah, Pixel likes to sit at the front at the
So Adelaide's bedroom is right here, and I put a little rug in front of Adelaide's door, a little Minnie Mouse rug, and so Pixel likes to lay on the little mat. You are the kitty king.
Nice kitty. I said that last night too. After we watched Tiger King, I'm like, yeah, I have kitties. Difference is if this decides to scratch my head off, it can't actually do it.
I'm about to start watching Tiger King tonight. It's a bunch of weirdos.
Just
saying. Tiger King gets way weirder as the episodes go along. Your jaw will drop at the last episode.
Yeah.
See, we've watched 2.
Yeah.
And even at the second one we watched, we're both just.
That guy's totally Tony Montana from
oh my goodness.
From
bunch of weirdos.
From Scarface is totally based on that one guy. Like there's no way. He's like, that can't be based on me. Look, that's a big guy with the they had some fat guy there was carrying in bags full of cash. I didn't have that.
I had a car.
That's where you want to do the distinguishing difference between yourself and Tony Montana. Okie dokie. All right then.
I work at a pharmaceutical company making vaccines, and we're even running low on masks. It's everywhere. Everywhere is running.
You know, and again, I'm very grateful for people who are doing that work. I'm optimistic that it's going somewhere and soon. There are a number of drugs that are in testing right now. There are actual vaccines that are in testing right now. Everything gets ramped up a lot faster because this is global, and that's why I do believe that we will see something change in the near future, because it has to. There's just too much on the line.
Can we call it coronavirus in the chat, or will Shannon get in trouble?
No, they can call it that in the chat. Live streams are a little different too than the actual videos. I've had problems with live streams usually after, not during.
Yeah. My cousin had a baby girl 2 days ago. Only her and her mom were allowed in the hospital.
Good.
That's what it is here. You can have one person with you, one support person.
Yeah. I saw there was a story. I hope you didn't see it. Where a young British man is talking about how he was making jokes about this a couple weeks ago, and he just lost his mother, and she got sick on Monday, and 2 days later she was gone. Oh, my goodness. And he said the worst part of it is you can't be reassured. Yes, I've heard. He said you can't. You have no family anywhere near you. You can't have that experience. So, I really hope that people don't need to have that experience to take it seriously.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
Which cat weighs the most? Lilybell.
Lilybell.
She's a solid kitty.
She is. And I feel bad for her because she doesn't eat more than the other cats.
She doesn't. It was when she got fixed.
Yeah.
So I think
something changed with her hormones when she got fixed. Same with Pixel. They both gained weight. And Bear eats as much as they do. And Bear's a skinny little cat. So I have no idea what it is.
Are you sponsored by McDonald's? That'd be great.
No, but I think I'm helping to keep local McDonald's open. So you're welcome, McDonald's, if you watch this.
There's a lot of places that they've changed a lot how they do things right now, and McDonald's is one that's really easy to order from.
Yep. And it's all takeout and delivery, and there's no going in the restaurant
can't go
at
in the
all.
Restaurant.
It's not a thing.
Is your McDonald's soda $1 too? No, that would be really
during the summer, yes.
But the coffees and iced coffees are $1. Maybe that might have just ended. But they had $1 coffees and iced coffees and $2 lattes.
And I'm not an iced
for
coffee
like
person.
2 months.
I'm not a coffee person at all. Not even close. Nope.
When are you going to have the guest on your channel that couldn't be named? Well, that would kind of depend on this, wouldn't it?
That would depend on him too. Because he has kids. He has little kids, including one that we know is immunocompromised.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, honestly, I couldn't see myself getting together with him right now in any fashion. Even though I know I don't have it, I wouldn't want there to be any chance of me picking up something going there, him picking up something coming here. And total lockdown for him, and totally understandable.
How many miles a day do you run?
A little over 4. It depends on how fast I'm doing the jog too. If I do it at like 5.9 miles an hour is good if I can get up to that. Usually it's 5.5. If it's 5.5, I can probably do about 5. If it's 5.9, I usually don't go much past 4 miles on the treadmill, but I try to make sure it's 4 a day.
What people don't know, McDonald's ketchup tastes different between USA and Canada. The USA ketchup has more sugar.
Everything tastes
way
different.
More differences than just the ketchup.
I don't eat McDonald's
food
burgers
in the States.
I don't like Burger King's burgers in the States
either. Those are so gross.
That was nasty. I didn't even finish it.
That was nauseating.
Nope,
we went to the American McDonald's. Gosh, that was a while ago. It was before we flew to Vegas. Maybe the first time we flew to Vegas.
Yeah.
We were like, we need to get some food before we get on the plane. So we stopped at McDonald's. I had one bite of the cheeseburger, and it was just one of those. And Shannon's eating his going.
Yeah, no, it wasn't right. The cheese didn't taste right.
I was like, you don't have to keep eating it.
I paid for it, so yeah, you do.
Oh, so gross.
Yeah, no.
Their food, it tastes completely different. That was disgusting. And then the Burger King.
No, Burger King's just wrong. Yeah, I was not a fan of it.
Yuck. Yeah. So, no.
No.
No, I won't. That was really gross.
I'd rather have the expired meat that the guys on Tiger King, all that expired meat they were getting from Walmart. I'd rather give that a shot.
It was really gross.
Just slap that on a pizza with cockroaches and you're
good. Do you like British sitcoms?
Absolutely. Upstairs, downstairs.
We were both raised on British shows.
Upstairs, downstairs is better than Three's Company. I'll put it that way.
Oh yeah.
The first year of Three's Company, it's the exact same scripts, but it is so much better upstairs, downstairs. And then you can't go back to watching Three's Company after that. Because then the comedy completely changes in season 2, and that's why they had to Americanize it. And it's a completely different show. And the funny thing is, the blonde's dingy on the American version, but it's the brunette that's dingy on the original. And it's almost like the Americans went, well, you can't have a dingy brunette.
It's blonde.
It's got to be the blonde.
Yes.
It was so weird.
Yep, so, that's definitely how things...
And then the series actually has an end where one of them gets married, and that's it. On the British version and the American version, it just never stopped. Kept going.
American A&W is better than Canadian A&W? What in the world are you talking about? They're completely different restaurants.
No.
They're not at all the same.
The burger family is fantastic.
The only thing the same is they both have root beer.
And I remember
sure that's the only similarity.
I remember the old A&W drive-ins, which were just great. I
Canadian A&W is fantastic.
Yeah.
American A&W, it's totally different. It's not
really different.
That's not the same restaurant.
No. Popeyes is the same on both sides of the border.
Yeah, they are. They are. Popeyes,
exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
That's like the only one. I'm trying to think, are there any other restaurants that are the same?
Arby's. Arby's is pretty close.
I've only been to the Arby's here once because there's the one in Poco.
We went to the one at the mall.
In Poco.
Yeah, but we've been to another Arby's in Canada. I swear we have.
I can't think of where any other Arby's are.
I think we have. Pretty sure.
I don't know of any other Arby's.
I want to say Surrey, but I don't know.
There's not that I know of. I only know the one in Poco.
All right.
Did you guys have In-N-Out while you were here? I think you did. Yeah.
In Vegas,
in
we
Vegas. When there was that rainstorm.
Big thunderstorm, and I went out in it.
Freaking out, and the power went out.
Everybody's losing their minds. I was like, yay, huge thunderstorm. Yeah.
Yeah. We went with a subscriber, a couple, and we were told what to order.
Yep. Well, because somebody had actually put money in my PayPal.
Yeah, they sent us, and they said, go to In-N-Out, and this is what you order. And
we got the animal fries, or what was that? Animal style fries, or
animal? Yeah, and
some
same
kind
with
of style
burger.
fries.
It had like Thousand Island on it. Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay.
The shake was fantastic.
Yes.
The rest of it was, it was a burger and fries.
It's hard to find a mediocre shake, though. Shakes are normally pretty good if you make them with real ice cream.
But it had chocolate and strawberry and vanilla. It was like a Neapolitan shake. Remember that? Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah, that was
the rest of the food. Would you rather be quarantined in Canada or the States?
Yeah, Canada.
There's no question.
Yesterday, trending on Twitter was Trump had said he was putting up troops along the Canadian border. He's going to put the military on the Canadian border. And Canadians were all like, "Nah, it's okay. We're not sneaking across. Don't worry.
Problem.
We're not coming down." In Canada, it's bad in Canada. I'm not going to lie. I'm not trying to be an ass about it, but just comparatively speaking with the charts in the States, I don't know of a Canadian that wants to go to the US right now. I don't. So yeah, I'm
the
happy
idea
to be
that
here.
Canadians are going down to infect Americans is just asinine.
When I was seeing a lot of things about how there were cases in Canada that were being traced to trips down south for spring break, trips to Vegas, trips to California, that they were all being traced back to that. So yeah, no, I love the States to visit, not right now.
Yeah. Not much beats White Spots burgers.
Agreed.
But they're so bad for you.
That's why they're good, because their calories are just huge.
Looked up the nutrition information and I can't do it.
Their really double burger is 1,200 calories.
Yeah, I looked up their mushroom burger because the mushroom burger is fantastic.
Isn't it like 900?
It's over 900 calories. So I have not had one since because I can't do it.
Nope.
No. can't do it.
I try to maintain my calories.
No more white spot or triple O's for me.
I don't count my calories like I did at one point, but at the same time, I try to make sure my calories are below a certain level.
But you're mindful of it.
And because I know I do the treadmill, I try to maintain a certain amount of calories where I want my net to be around 1,200 a day. And even at that, because I'm in my 40s, my metabolism goes, you think you're going to lose weight? Nah, now you're done. So, yeah, I can't. As much as I love white spot, I just can't do it.
Difference in WWF of old days, Sergeant Slaughter versus today.
The biggest difference is back then it was a wrestling program, and now they're so on the sports entertainment side of it, and they're so obsessed with that part that it doesn't feel as organic as it used to. It doesn't feel as real as it used to. You don't get the same emotion. They're cycling through the feuds so much that it doesn't feel the same.
Would you please show us your Patrick Waugh picture on the wall? Can you get to it?
Maybe.
Has to move the treadmill and
Don't
stuff.
move, Pixel.
In and Out is hype. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, but...
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was bad. It just wasn't fantastic.
In my experience, the opposite. I prefer all the food in America over Canada. Even the boys. Gabriel thinks American food is disgusting. He does not like McDonald's in the States, especially. He thinks it's so gross.
I like Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box is good. All right, I was planning on moving pictures around anyways. So there's Patrick Waugh with the Conn Smythe and the Stanley Cup. That's from his rookie year. And I've always had this so that when people say Berder's the greatest, I can say, well, I haven't found the picture of him with the Conn Smythe and the cup because it never happened. So that to me is the proof that Patrick Waugh was the greatest goaltender ever because he did this more than once. And that's just the picture from the first time he did it. So I like that picture. It's going to have to go somewhere else because, yeah, up in that corner, I'm not a huge fan of it.
Job site I was at got shut down yesterday because some of the masons had been exposed to coronavirus, and I was working right next to them. I'm an electrician.
Oh, yeah, the construction sites in Vancouver got shut down.
Yeah, they shut down, I think, like all of the construction areas from what I had heard, because there was one that was diagnosed.
Venus was posting a few days ago that she had construction going on right near where she is, and she said it made her feel really uncomfortable because of just the amount of people that were on the site, and it just made her nervous because, of course, she's immunocompromised too, right?
Right.
So she can't be anywhere near anything like that.
It's tricky. Who replaces Roman Reigns at WrestleMania?
Apparently, rumor has it is it's going to be Braun Strowman. So whatever they do with it, the interesting thing is because they're pre-taping it, you got to think there shouldn't be any leaks from it. So this may be the first leak-proof WrestleMania we've seen. I do plan to do live streams when WrestleMania is on because what are we doing anyways, right? So I plan on doing live streams for WrestleMania. Also noteworthy when it comes to the wrestling thing, AEW, fantastic product lately.
Teens are idiots. That's why it's so bad in the States.
It's not just the teens. It's there's some people in rather compromised age groups that think it's no big deal, and this is a problem.
It doesn't help that they're being told it's no big deal. But...
Right. And I've never said that on either channel. I have said I think sometimes there's too much fear. There's too much sensationalism around it. Not that there isn't something to be afraid of, but there's a lot of 24/7 focusing on it that I don't think is healthy. And it gets kind of frustrating to me as a YouTuber where I'm trying to provide this escapism for some people. And then I go into the comments and I'm like, oh, all these people just want to drag all these numbers into it. Like, it's just, to me, it's odd because I'm talking about hockey and I'm trying to talk about, something else, or I'm talking to entertainment stuff here, and people want to bring doctor stuff into it. Like, oh, look at this illness. Like, I understand it, but it's not related to what I'm talking about in a lot of this stuff. And and it gets kind of tough for me because I'm like, I need the break too. I need that mental break, or I'll break mentally. So that's the issue that I've been facing too.
I was wanting to become a patron, but I don't know at what time are the live streams. We post
Mondays usually.
Yeah,
it's usually around 3:00 in the afternoon, my time on Mondays.
We don't always have them at the exact same time. No. Sometimes we'll change the day. But we do usually have it early afternoon our time, just because we have people from all over this continent and a lot of people in Europe as well. But sometimes we do different times or different days, but depending on the level for Patreon, we also have the Patreon Discord, which is kind of nice. It's way more laid back than
it's a very sedate Discord. It is way
Discord just because there's way less people, so we don't have much moderation on there at all.
No,
because there's way less people, so
and
way more chill.
During all of this chaos that's going on, there's a more rational conversation that goes on there than we see in some other places online. So it's kind of nice to see the rational conversation about things that are going on. That's important right now. Take all the partisan stuff, throw it out, and just have a rational discussion.
Yeah. So, and then for Patreon, we're also looking at doing Zoom.
Yep.
Yeah. I got the
which is video conferencing.
Yeah, I got the idea from church. So there's no church, of course. Yes, somebody's asking if I'm Christian. Yes, I go to church every Sunday.
She has to because I don't, so she's got to cover for me.
I have to do it for both of us. Yeah. Just kidding. The kids go with me. I'm a Sunday school teacher. We can't have church right now, so we've been doing church and Sunday school over Zoom, and I actually made Shannon come up and see church last Sunday just because I thought it was really cool.
She threatened me with eternal damnation if I didn't go upstairs.
I was not a thing, seriously. I don't think that's how it works. But it was
brimstone.
No, that's not how that works. But I thought it was kind of cool because it worked like a video conference. So I was able to see them. I didn't have my video on because I was sewing masks at the time, but we were all able to talk to each other. We could all see each other if we wanted, and it worked really well. And I thought that would be really fun to do with Patreon. We had tried to do something similar, but without the video, and it just didn't work. We couldn't get it to work right then, but with the Zoom, I think it would work really well.
I've got to say too, I've found it heartening to watch the news and see them doing all these Skype calls, and there's cut out and the audio goes weird and people fall out, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, so that's just the way that works then. Good, because I felt bad that kept happening, but all right, it is hard to have a communication system that works even in 2020. Got it.
After all of this is over, where should an American go if they are visiting Canada?
We're partial to Vancouver.
Yeah, it really depends on what you want to see.
Yeah, but everything's near Vancouver. Well, Vancouver's the only one where you can be like at the ocean,
by the city, by the ocean,
watching.
By the mountains.
You can go out and do the Orca tours, and then you can go skiing. You can watch a hockey game. You could watch baseball, depending on the time of the year. There's always something going on in Vancouver. It is a busy city. But again, if you're going to go to Whistler, you're looking at it's a 90-minute trip outside of Vancouver. Yeah. So you're looking at renting a car or finding a way. It is an absolutely fantastic trip. The Sea to Sky Highway is gorgeous. It's dangerous, but gorgeous.
It is kind of to me, I'm kind of a wimp. It is kind of a scary drive.
Oh no, there's always accidents on that highway, and it is a dangerous highway.
It's not Coca-Cola scary, but
no, but it's close.
But there's also other parts of Canada like Toronto and Montreal and
Regina. Lots of.
There is, but
lots of mosquitoes and sun,
black flies,
tornadoes, and it's prairie.
Yeah.
I also will say I'm partial to St. John's because I have a lot of family in Newfoundland. St. John's is absolutely gorgeous.
Surrey. You could go visit Surrey.
I probably wouldn't do Surrey.
There's some really pretty parts of Surrey. Surrey has some really pretty parks.
I would
there
go
are
with
some
Vancouver.
Nice parks in Surrey, and they have the Guildford Mall, which is pretty fun. They do have some really nice parks in Surrey.
But if you're in Burnaby, you can go to Metrotown, and you're not in Surrey.
Burnaby's fun. Burnaby's where all of my family's from. Well, I do have
and then
some
there's
family in
there's
family. Most of my family's from
in
Burnaby.
Vancouver. There's Gastown too. Gastown's kind of fun to walk through.
Yeah, it is fun. How long have you and Shannon been married in measurements of potatoes?
Let's see. 6 potatoes equal a day. 14 potatoes are a week.
You're a dork. Okay.
So if we take 14
any family
potatoes,
in Quebec?
Nope. Okay, so we take 14 potatoes.
No, really. My family went
multiply
on a boat from England to Burnaby. Well, they moved.
Are we just counting weeks we've been dating?
And no, Shannon's family, Newfoundland and here. Oh, you have family in Alberta too.
3. Yes. My cousin, yeah.
Yeah. How are all your cats doing?
8, 7, 1.
They're chill. There's 2. There's 3. They're all sleeping. It's nap
We've
time.
been together for 2,492 potatoes.
You're such a dork.
There. If potatoes are a measurement of time, it's 2,492.
Metrotown always wins. I like Metrotown.
I do too. Metrotown's a fantastic mall. I know that the West Edmonton Mall is bigger, but West Edmonton Mall just has 2 of everything.
Yes.
I thought it was a giant cheat
store.
where I went to West Edmonton Mall and I'm like, but this is the exact same set of stores that were downstairs. I see what they did.
Metrotown used to do the same thing too. Metrotown used to do that. I mean, how many lids did they have?
Yeah, I know. Be like, oh, there's 600 stores in West Edmonton Mall. Of course, there's only 5 different ones.
Do you guys prefer Netflix or Disney Plus?
I prefer Netflix. But I know the kids that say Disney Plus. I don't know with you. You might say
I like both. I do like both.
You do like all the little kid stuff too, though.
Disney Plus isn't just little kids. I do like family movies.
Right.
No, there's a lot of not kid movies on there.
There really isn't.
Whatever. Yes, there is.
Like?
Disney Plus is awesome.
Name an R-rated movie on Disney Plus.
I don't know what. Well, R-rated is American rated, and it doesn't show me that.
So name an 18 plus movie.
There aren't 18 plus. Disney Plus has Simpsons there. Somebody said that. There's a lot of fun ones.
Yeah, but they screwed up the aspect ratio on it. So
what?
They made them all widescreen. They made every single season widescreen. So they cut off the top and the bottom of the picture to make it fit into widescreen.
Lion
so they bugger
King
it.
Or Finding Nemo?
Finding Nemo.
Love the shirt, Shannon.
Thank you. This is one of the best bromances ever.
What are your thoughts on the new Swiffer Wet Jet Hardwood and Floor Spray Mop Cleaner All-in-One Deluxe Edition Starter Kit?
I think that
Somebody's been in quarantine too long.
Swiffers are kind of overrated.
I think they're wasteful.
I did with Brand Power. Brand Power does a Swiffer commercial. I actually verified that the girl that does the Brand Power commercials isn't a robot. I had been concerned about that. I actually went up and told Yvonne that I found out she's not a robot and figured out where else I'd seen her, which was Toronto. She's a weather person in Toronto or something. So that was the most important thing. But yeah, Swiffer is very overrated.
I think they're wasteful.
It's a fancy schmancy way of saying we stuck a cloth on a pole.
And they're
our cloth on a pole.
They're not paper cloths, so
you throw them out.
Not compostable.
They're garbage.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm not a big fan of Swiffer. Just use a cloth and bend down like everybody else. You're not too good to be on your hands and knees. Same thing I said to her at one point in time. Ciao.
Don't start that crap.
Why?
No.
What? What?
Whatever. Okay. Anyway,
I declare, young lady.
Okay. Anyways, do you watch Impact Wrestling?
I used to. You know what I used to watch it for? Broken Matt Hardy. I watched it for Broken Matt Hardy, and now that it's in AEW, it's Broken Brilliance is fantastic. Impact is just it's too much. Like I watched ROH at 1.2, but ROH isn't what it used to be. I miss when there used to be a wrestling show every week where they had news and Gordon Soley was the host and they do like wrestling news of the week. I miss that. I miss when you'd have a wrestling show that made it seem like wrestling was real. They treated it like it was all serious, and you would have like snippets from every wrestling program. It was just absolutely great.
I've never seen Shannon's hair because he always wears hats.
Shannon doesn't have hair.
I've never seen Shannon's hair either.
Shannon doesn't have hair.
Just kidding. He does have hair.
Not really.
You can see it in the back.
Yeah, I don't really have hair. I just brush cut it all the time because my dad, he didn't.
He cuts his hair really short.
He really should. It is
quite short.
Dad had this delusion that he had hair, and it was so sad. And he'd be like, "Nobody knows that I don't have hair." I'd be like, "Oh, Dad, come on! Everybody knows you don't."
It makes
have hair.
It look worse when guys try to cover up.
Well, and he'd swirl it. He'd do the ice cream cone, and then he'd hairspray it down, and it'd just stick to his head. I always wanted to get him the can of fake hair.
Oh yeah.
I always thought that would be good, but he would have used it, so I didn't have the courage.
What's your favorite and least favorite Disneyland rides? Oh, well, your favorite's going to be Star Wars.
My favorite's Rise of the Resistance.
Star Wars.
Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run is fantastic as well. My least favorite that we went on? Stupid song stuck in my head again. Yeah, is this intentional? Like, is this like a trolling thing now? It's better than Rickroll. We're going to get him to get It's a Small World stuck in his head.
See, my favorite... The Rise ride was amazing.
Yes, because you feel like you're in a movie.
That was awesome. Yeah, it feels like you're really there.
You come out the door and you feel like you're on a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, you're on like this other planet.
You can see stars, really cool. And it really feels like you're there. It doesn't feel like a ride at that point. You're like, okay, I'm in the hangar bay of a Star Destroyer.
That was really cool.
What the hell? And I kept looking at the stormtroopers, trying to go like,
see if
are they real?
Move.
Are they going to move? What's going on? I'm pretty sure they weren't real, but they could have been. I kept waiting. That was really cool. Insane.
I also really liked Peter Pan, though.
And it was all right.
I know, I mean, comparatively, but I do really like Peter Pan.
Real gentle kind of.
Yeah. I do also really like Haunted Mansion.
Winnie the Pooh.
I mean, I like most of the rides. I do. Winnie the Pooh is not one of my favorites. I like most of the rides. They're fun.
Yeah. We'll see if we ever go back. What happens? I don't know. I don't know.
So when we went this last time, they were refurbishing the Haunted Mansion. So I'm really hopeful that we'll be able to go in August. And then
hopeful the August trip happens.
I know. It should.
Maybe.
It should.
Possibly.
Is Yvonne against clothes that match?
I can't say anything. Mine never match either.
I'm wearing solid colored leggings, see? So I don't clash too bad. And this is just black and white and gray. And this is mostly black and white and red. So it doesn't not match too bad.
Back when I met you, though, you just wore black.
I did. And see, there's some color. There's some color
I'm quite proud she's got some color in the wardrobe now.
It's Alice in Wonderland. And then this is Smoke and Skulls. Totally matches.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
See, I don't know what.
And I've got a Vegas Golden Knights with my Bruins pants.
It's just that I wear crazy prints, and I've made most of my jackets. And not many of them are solid colored.
There's a reason her and I it worked because she dresses like it's Halloween, and I dress like I'm going to a hockey game every day. Like so it's fine. It's fine.
Thanks. Matching clothes are overrated.
Absolutely. Yep. That's why I used to mix and match my hats and jerseys until she came along and said, don't do that.
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean ride is fun.
Oh.
It was not fun.
It was not fun for us.
And it got all wet, and then it was really cold.
Yeah. I was so mad at you. I was so mad at you because I was soaked. Yeah. I was like, and when we stepped in, what did I say to you? I said, this feels like a ride we're going to get wet. You go, no, we don't.
I had never gotten wet on that.
And then we're at the front, and they just slam you right down in the dark. And
there was like a river on my seat, and it was so cold. And then Shannon got me a new jacket because I was freezing.
That was your plan, right? Because I had to get you a new.
Got me a jacket, and it's a really cute one. Jacket.
Yeah.
So, why doesn't the hockey guy live in Toronto?
Why would I want to live in Toronto? You know what? It's to my benefit I don't live in Toronto. If I was trying to watch hockey games on the West Coast and I lived in Toronto, I would never get sleep because the kids, they don't sleep in. So, it would not work. It would not work at all. And then there's the fact, too, that I have somewhat of a different perspective than a lot of the other commentators because most known commentators are in the East Coast. So I think it works to my advantage.
Did you have Dole Whip when you went to Disney? That's a classic.
We did.
I made Shannon and the kids have one, and I took a bite.
Yep.
Duck sign Zegras today. THN had him at number 2 prospect.
Yes, they did. What did I do with the prospect book? I had it. It's in here somewhere.
No.
Yeah, I had it. It's in here somewhere.
Oh, no.
No, it's not that because that's the.
Did you leave it in the bedroom?
Picture. I may have left it in the bedroom, but yeah, I got that today, so I get to do a video on that tomorrow, which is good because finding fresh content that people are probably going to click on is becoming more and more of a challenge.
You aren't supposed to get wet on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, we did.
I've been on it many times and never got wet.
We did,
but we definitely got wet.
Like it came down and just slammed you at the bottom. I was like, holy crap. That was because I get motion sickness really easy. So that was like motion sickness and I'm wet, which are two things I don't enjoy. Mm-hmm. Rides that get you soaked, not a big fan of that.
Somebody said the best water ride is Splash Mountain. I don't do water rides.
I don't do it.
I don't. Nope. I don't like water rides.
Nope. And then I get the motion sickness really easy. Mountain. What was the name of that Cars one we went on that sped?
Oh, that one was fun.
But it didn't speed until the end. That one really I was cool. Okay with. Yeah. That one I was okay with. And then we did Thunder Mountain Railroad, and that made me sick. That one
was too much.
That made me sick to my stomach. I was dry heaving when we got off the ride. That was fun.
I'm making homemade Dole Whip right now. We've made the homemade Dole Whip. We made that when we came home so that I could have some.
Yep. Now we've just got to get you to make the toffee with the cinnamon. We need you to do that. You need to make that for me.
Those are so good.
That was so amazing.
That was really good.
So if anybody from Disney's watching and they're not busy right now and they know how to make that, I'll pay.
The churro toffee.
Churro toffee. I will pay for churro toffee. I have no problem with paying. I'll go to Zero Avenue right now and you can throw it across the border and I will run.
They won't. Yeah. Border guards won't think anything of people.
Put it in a plain paper bag and fling it across the border. And it won't be a big deal.
You carry it there in a
just yell out to the border guards, it's okay. It's just toffee. And wink. Make sure you add the wink so they understand you're serious, that it's just toffee. And then I can bring it home. It'll work out really well.
It'll totally go well.
Yeah.
Best ride is Space Mountain. I liked Space Mountain was fun.
I wasn't going on it.
Shannon wouldn't go on it. I went out with the kids. Nope. Adelaide sat next to me, screamed the entire way. I had a bruise on my arm for like 2 weeks.
She came out of there crying. The
picture it took of us, I was actually going, because it does it when it slows down and you're in this rainbow tunnel. I was like, oh, that's pretty. So I look like a dork in our picture of Space Mountain.
I can't make any Ric Flair claims because I didn't ride Space Mountain, so I can't be Ric Flair.
It's fun.
Yeah,
I like Space Mountain, and it's the only,
I stayed in this. I stayed in the Star Wars gift shop while they were on Space Mountain. I was like, I'm just gonna hang around the Baby Yoda store. I'm just gonna stay here. I'm good.
Favorite Rick and Morty episode?
Meeseeks. The Meeseeks box. Meeseeks are just the absolute. We need a Meeseeks now. Just, give everybody a Meeseeks box and we can solve this problem in no time.
There you go.
And that's all we need are just a bunch of Meeseeks. That'll solve the world's problems.
Do you watch Family Guy? That show's crap.
I used to. I used to watch it regularly, but the episodes I liked, and I know she doesn't.
Stupid.
The episodes that I liked were the Brian and Stewie episodes. If it's a Brian and Stewie episode, I would sit and watch it. If it was a Meg, nope. If it was about Chris, nope. Peter, maybe. Is he fighting the chicken? Because chicken fighting is kind of funny. But in general, it's gone downhill. Now, the episode where Stuart, where Stewie is with the cast of Next Generation is one of the funniest things I've ever seen on TV. Where they're begging him for, I think it was like ice cream or something. It was great. And it's just the whole cast of Next Generation, because Patrick Stewart was on there a lot. So it was really, and it was the voices of the actual actors and actresses. That was the funny part.
This show's terrible.
It was great.
It's not funny. And it's so random and makes no sense.
But did you ever see the episode where Stewie's with the cast of Next Generation?
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
I have no
All right, we'll watch that one.
No.
Yes.
The show is crap.
When it's a Stewie episode, you don't get all the flashbacks.
No.
You don't get all the flashbacks in a Stewie episode.
So dumb. They have nothing to do with the rest of the show. So stupid. No, that show's dumb. Okay.
South Park might have ruined it for me.
See, but okay, did I tell you exactly that? And then you made me watch the South Park, and I'm like, this is what I've been saying for years.
Yeah.
That's what I've been seeing. It's not funny, and the jokes have nothing to do with it.
Apparently, the creators of South Park got like flowers from the Simpsons creators for calling out Family Guy in that episode.
Exactly what I had been saying.
I know.
Dumb.
Put that magnet back on the
board. Hey, Shannon recently joined Patreon and love it.
Thank you.
And what you're doing with Mickey Mouse is amazing, Yvonne. Thanks.
She is. She's an amazing lady friend.
No, but thank you. How will this impact future seasons in sports? NHL.
All sports are going to be impacted. Like baseball, they're not going to have an 162 game schedule. They've admitted that already, that it's not going to be a full schedule. I think we'll see some short-term changes to attendance. They may have to do something different with attendance. This is what I've been saying the whole time. Like, whatever sport figures this out first makes a whole bunch of money. So whatever sport figures out a way to put on a game where everybody's safe and we know it, they make a ton of money. I think that's why the NHL is not saying, okay, well, we'll just cancel, because they're realizing, hey, if we can figure this out first, we can make the money that the NBA and Major League Baseball aren't making, because people are going to desperately want sports. I think that what'll happen is it'll squash next year's schedule up a little bit for every sport. And then after that, hopefully we're back to normal.
Up or Monsters, Inc. or The Incredibles? Shannon hasn't watched Up yet.
No, but I've watched Monsters, Inc. I've watched The Incredibles. I would go with Monsters, Inc.
He needs to watch Up, because I really like Up.
I don't see why watching a movie about Dumbledore would necessarily be something that...
What?
No, it's Dumbledore, and then it's got... Remember where Darth Vader comes in, and...
What on earth are you talking about?
It's about the Klingons, right? And then they rise up to fight against the Galactic Empire.
Dork. Okay.
The Klingons fight the Empire.
Do you think Jerry Lawler is obnoxious?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't used to think that, but yes, he's the one with the black hair that you thought looked ridiculous on wrestling last week.
Yeah, it's stupid looking.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross both have kind of passed their expiration date as announcers. I think AEW should go to Taz and Excalibur, and WWE should move on from Lawler permanently.
Thoughts on hair metal?
It depends on the band. She doesn't like hair metal at all.
Nope, don't like
it. My hair metal preferences would be Cinderella, yes. Poison, absolutely not. Bon Jovi, yes, on the earlier albums, all the way up to New Jersey. After that, no. Brittany Fox would be a no. Faster Pussycat was crap. LA Guns was garbage. Dawkins was excellent. I've made her listen to Dawkins. Ozzy in the 80s was pretty excellent as well. He did have hair metal.
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue I'm on the fence with. Some of their stuff was pretty darn good. Too Young to Fall in Love is still like a great song. Absolutely fantastic. And Looks That Kill is still like one of the best metal riffs ever. I know she's not a fan, but Looks That Kill is one of the best metal riffs ever. And Van Halen, Running with the Devil, is a great metal riff too.
Who is your least favorite actor, and why is it Owen Wilson?
Yes, it is Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson is just he has annoyed me to no end. I don't, and it's weird because I like his brother Luke. Luke Wilson is a good actor, and I get a kick out of him. Like Idiocracy is one of the greatest movies ever. Owen Wilson just makes me want to stick my head in water until I black out. Like I can't handle him. Will Ferrell has those moments too, though. And Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly together basically almost guarantee that I will not enjoy whatever it is.
Yes.
And so if I see the two of them together, I'm like, man, apart I can stomach them. Together, I know I won't be able to. I will not make it through this movie or TV show or commercial. Anything that they're in together, I can't do it. Can't do it.
Did you hear about Till?
Yes, and apparently he tested negative for COVID. So what had come out was that he had it, and then the band released a statement saying he did go in the hospital, but he tested negative. So he was in the hospital, he was in the intensive care unit, he's recovering, but that's not what it was.
Thoughts on Elf? That movie's great.
That movie's great.
The movie's so funny.
And we always throw out that you sit on a throne of lies. we do that every now and then with the kids. We do like to throw that at each other every now and then. Yes. You sit on a throne of lies.
Yes. You guys are so weird.
Yes. Well, we know that. That's how we found each other. Weird people belong together.
It really is.
But if you're gonna go through
pictures of him being a weirdo, or why
if you're gonna go through self-isolation, it's boring to go through it with somebody who's just normal. So at least self-isolation with somebody weird is different.
Will small market NHL teams be in financial trouble?
Depends on the market. I remember, I'm trying to think of which team it was that said that they make more money if they don't play games than if they do, meaning that because of salaries and all that, that they actually find themselves making more money without the games being played than otherwise. I would imagine that's true in every sport too. There are teams that are going to have a hard time coming out of this. Most sports, though, have some kind of a fail-safe that tries to make sure teams don't collapse. I'm not sure what Major League Baseball has for that. I'm pretty sure they have some form of revenue sharing, but they're going to do their best to make sure they don't lose teams coming out of this.
Do you like Zakk Wylde Black Label Society?
I like, yeah, some of it, yes.
Do you like Blue Rodeo? Shannon loves Blue Rodeo. It's his favorite. He's always so excited when they come on the music video channel because, they always have to put that in after some fun song.
It's either them or Celine Dion.
Got to throw in some Canadian.
And I'm like, oh, this is a good retro song. There's another one. Oh, no, they got Blue Rodeo. Oh, crap. It can't even be Tragically Hip. At least Tragically Hip, I can kind of be okay with it. Some of their songs aren't very good in my eyes anyways, right. But some of them are really good. And no, the Canadian content has to be Blue Rodeo. I'm like, oh no, especially when it's Try. Try was shoved down my throat back in the late 80s. And I was like, this isn't pop music. They would play it during pop. I'm like, this is country. It's not pop. Stop throwing it in here. I don't want to listen to country music. I come here for refuge from country music. Stop trying to, even Rita McNeil would be fine. I would be fine with Rita McNeil. The woman is a queen in Canada. Don't throw Blue Rodeo in my face.
How on earth do you not enjoy Step Brothers? That movie is
because it's humor that I don't like.
It wasn't funny. I tried to watch it once and I turned it off because it was so stupid. So I've never seen the whole movie.
It's the same as Ricky Bobby.
Humor
I don't like.
That movie's another really stupid.
I was about halfway through it. I watched it at my job at one point. And because a friend of mine had brought it in, and he said, well, if you want to see it, here's Talladega Nights. And I said, well, this is going to be crap. And he goes, oh, yeah. And so I put it on, and about halfway through, I said to him, does it get funnier from here? And he said, that's the funniest part. And I said, okay. And I turned it off. I said, thanks for saving me some time. And he's like, yeah, I do what I can.
Perfect Circle or Audio Slave?
Perfect Circle.
Favorite Canadian artist? 3 Days Grace.
Am I allowed to say Cancer Bats? Because Cancer Bats, just for Satan's Rocking Chair. Oh man, that song is so good that even though their other songs are good, but that song is just so good. But I know if I ever saw them live, they wouldn't play it. I know that if I ever actually went to a concert, they wouldn't play it, and then I'd cry.
Let It Be, Abbey Road, or White Album? Oh, not Let It Be. It'd be either Abbey Road or White Album. The first disc or side A, whichever you want to call it.
The normal part.
What?
I'm just saying White Album. You have like some really bonkers parts of the White Album.
Comparatively to other albums, no. That one doesn't have as weird of stuff as like
Number
Magical
9.
Mystery Tour.
Number 9.
Okay, yeah, that
Number
one's
9.
Overall, there are weirder albums than White Album. I do like White Album.
To the bottom and back to the top of the slide
a lot, but Abbey Road is one of my favorite Beatles albums.
Back to the bottom where I'll see you again.
I
don't know.
Why Why was Kachuk ahead of McAvoy, Keller, and Sergachev?
Kachuk is capable of scoring goals, getting penalties. He's a good power forward. I think as he matures, he actually could be good captain material as well. He does a little bit of everything. I think Matt Kachuk's one of the best power forwards in the game. And I understand there are people who just think he's a jerk, especially Edmonton fans likely this year. But I really think Matt Kachuk is that good. I think he does a little bit of everything, and those kinds of forwards are always in demand.
Dodgeball, the movie, is great, though, right?
I quote Dodgeball regularly. Very, very regularly. It is one of the most quotable movies. That and Tommy Boy are two of the most quotable movies I've ever seen. Dodgeball, sadly, when it came out in theaters, I was not with Yvonne yet, and I ended up having to go by myself to see that in the theater. And it was sad because it was one of those movies that I know would have been better experiencing with somebody else. And I sat all by myself. I had the row to myself.
That's sad. It is a funny movie, and
It really is
a lot.
Really is. That Office Space is another one that I can laugh all the way through.
Thoughts on Nickelback?
They're okay.
I like Nickelback. I think their most recent album that came out last year is actually really good. Yeah,
it flopped commercially, but we liked it.
It did, but I think their newest album is really good.
Feed the Machine.
Yeah, that was a fun album.
Yeah.
They did have some crap music for a while there, but they were good, and they are.
But see, they're
good.
Singles. They're singles.
They're ones that are made for
very
radio.
Often the radio hits are not as good.
Lance Armstrong kind of spoiled Dodgeball for me. I know.
Right? It does now.
It does.
It does now.
It's one of those.
Because I kind of mumble at the movie now when Lance Armstrong comes in. He talks about, well, I did have to fight back to stick you guys, and I kind of mumble, and take steroids. Don't forget steroids. That you got injected where?
I know. Have you watched The Boys on Amazon?
Yes. She has not yet. She's watched the first episode.
That's the one that you said was really violent, though, right?
Oh, it's fantastically violent.
I don't do well with violence.
It's so fantastically violent.
I'm kind of sensitive, so yeah. What? Okay, has Shannon ever lugged beef? What?
Meaning carry it? I mean, I used to.
He worked at a meat packing plant.
I used to flip it at
forever.
Yeah, I used to load up tables on the beef lines. Not very often though. I was usually on the pork line.
Thoughts on Edmonton's blue line, current / future?
If Evan Bouchard turns out, they have a really good future because you've already got Bear, you've already got Nurse. Clefbaum's not old either. They're in good shape. Caleb Jones as well. So yeah, current and future, I think it's underrated. I think a lot of the criticism of their blue line is overstated. Larson's not bad either. He's not worth Taylor Hall, but he's not a bad defenseman.
Do either of you like Breaking Benjamin? Yes, we've seen them in concert, but they were not good because the sound was off.
Right.
It was another one of those bands where their volume, the balance wasn't right, and so you couldn't tell what song was what.
And a good example of a band that we found, the sound was off, was Bad Wolves. The first time we saw Bad Wolves, we couldn't understand what they were singing. We had no idea what was going on. The second time we saw them, the sound was all balanced out properly, and they sounded fantastic.
They're great. Yeah, they're a really fun band.
So very often it's maybe it's the arena
Stone
where
Sour.
you are in the arena. Stone Sour was terrible.
When the balance is off, you can't tell
and then
what the songs are.
What hurt Stone Sour? I mean, I love Corey Taylor, but trying to follow Lizzie Hale, good luck with that.
Right, she was awesome.
Lizzie Hale, great. That's a voice that can get you pregnant from like 6 miles away. That woman can sing.
Thoughts on Will Ferrell in The Office?
He was okay. I was glad that he was only a temporary. It was hard because they were trying to find a replacement for Michael Scott, and there was no such thing.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
It didn't help that they used James Spader for about a season or however long he was in that. James Spader just didn't click for me, and the show hung on too long. They should have just given The Office to Dwight when Michael left. I think you would have been better off if they just give The Office to Dwight, stop making Dwight stupid, and just make Dwight a jerk. I've been watching it like watching it as binge watching, and you watch as Dwight just gets stupider and stupider as the seasons go on. He turns from being kind of a loudmouth to just an idiot.
Being a complete moron. Yeah. Favorite player on a team you don't root for?
Well, there's only a couple of teams I can think of with that. Gabriel Velarde right now in the Kings would be there because people have for years said, you're wrong about Velarde. Velarde's nothing. And you thought he was going to be, you know what? I hope Velarde scores 50 goals and 100 points every year. That's my attitude with Velarde. And then I'd have to go with Montreal. Victor Mete in Montreal.
Better city, Kamloops or Kelowna?
I would go with Kelowna.
Kelowna has nice parks by
I would go with Kelowna.
So there's
between the two, I would go with Kelowna. I apologize to Kamloops.
I've been to Kelowna way more than I've been to Kamloops.
I've been through Kamloops a couple of times. I've been in Kamloops here and there. I have very limited experience with either.
Do your cats get along well with dogs?
We hope Probably we never not. Find out. I'm thinking no.
We have indoor cats, so
I'm thinking no. We've got one neighbor nearby that's got a Rottweiler. I'd rather our cats didn't find out how well they got along with a dog starting with a Rottweiler.
We don't.
That would be a bad idea.
Wait, what dog? What neighbor has a Rottweiler? I mean,
across the street.
But that's not actually theirs. It's the visitor dog.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't think any of our neighbors.
I saw it a lot during the summer.
Yes, but you notice how you don't now?
I just figured. I don't think
any of our neighbors actually have dogs. I don't think any of them do.
Maybe.
Think about how often you hear a dog barking.
I don't know. They might be really well behaved.
I really don't think we have.
Or yippy little dogs. Little dogs we wouldn't be able to hear from here.
But when we're outside, I don't think any.
I don't go outside.
Have dogs. I do.
I'm distancing myself from the world. I've been doing it for years. I was way ahead of the curve on this.
Social distance.
I was way ahead of the curve. I was a pioneer.
Do you watch the Goldbergs or Superstore?
I love the Goldbergs. I'm a bit behind on it, admittedly. The one thing I like with the Goldbergs, the cast, they're all fantastic. Everybody who's been on the Goldbergs is fantastic. Even they have two Ericas. The other Erica, who's played by Allison Rich, she is so funny. She had a thing on Instagram today that if you're bored and if you're frustrated, just scream into your freezer. So she just opened her freezer and screamed into it and said, "See, I feel better." So it's got a great cast. Superstore I've watched off and on. The main actor in Superstore is Canadian, so I feel like there's some kind of a duty there for me to watch it, and I do enjoy it. Is
salmon the most delicious of all fishes?
No, tuna.
Salmon is great.
Nah, it's crap. Tuna.
I like salmon a lot.
I'm okay with salmon, I guess.
Salmon's great.
I know. And here I am in the land of smoked salmon, and I'm not a big smoked salmon person. We do
live in a salmony place.
Oh, absolutely.
Salmon's great. Favorite line from Canadian Bacon? I vote Jump Roy Boy. Oh, there are so many lines in Canadian Bacon. That movie's so fun.
I know you like that movie.
It is. That movie's funny. No, it's not my favorite. My favorite would be Tommy Boy. If we were doing comedy movies, my favorite would be Tommy Boy. That movie's fantastic. I do.
You just found out what an idiot he is.
We might quote that one a lot. Canadian Bacon. There's a lot of really funny lines. That movie is great.
Holy shnikes. That's gonna leave a mark. Not right here or here so much, but more right here. Oh my God, what happened to your face? I knew it.
I wish Canada used more Canadian bacon. It's not a thing. We don't, there's not, no, we don't have, we do not have ham in a circle.
We just have back bacon.
We have back bacon that's not a circle.
Yeah.
We have ham.
Bacon. Yes.
We have ham.
Smoked ham.
Pizzas have ham. If you have a Hawaiian pizza, it has ham on it. We do not have Canadian bacon's not a thing.
No.
What you guys call Canadian bacon isn't even bacon.
But it's just like
it's ham and
it's just like if you go to Italy and you get Italian food, it's not going to be the same as what we have here.
Right.
A lot of the stuff we have here isn't actually in Italy.
Right.
Yeah.
Top 3 Canadian rivalries all time, Quebec included.
Do we mean political battles or or hockey. Because if it was hockey, I'd go with Calgary and Edmonton, Toronto and Montreal, Quebec. Yeah, those would be my three top rivalries, I would think. Although Vancouver, Calgary is not too far behind.
He's a big dumb animal, isn't he, folks?
I'll hit you with a tack hammer. Yeah.
It's a clip-on.
Are you sure? You're driving. You gotta yank the arm away. That's what makes the whole scene.
That a lot.
Yank the arm away. And just the fact Davis Pig goes, oh, like, here we go. Oh, because you wanted to save a couple of bucks. It doesn't make any sense, does it? Here comes the meat wagon. Oh my God.
Okay.
New guy's puking in the back.
Okay. Did you ever watch the American Pie franchise?
You know what? I didn't find it that funny. And it was funny because I worked where I was working. Everybody loved it. Everybody's like, man, you got to watch this American Pie. You're going to love it. And I watched it. I ended up fast forwarding through a lot of it. I was like, I don't know what's funny with this. It sort of reminded me of Porky's when I was a kid, where all my friends were like, oh, you got to watch Porky's. And I'm like, okay. And then I ended up fast forwarding through a lot of it, where I'm like, there's sure a lot of naked dudes in this for a movie that all the guys were telling me to watch.
Right?
I'm not quite sure I understand what all the guys are talking about with this.
Yes.
Because they're like, oh, you got to see all the girls in this. I don't know about girls. There's a lot of guys in this. Do they understand the difference between genders? There's a lot of, I got some confused friends at school. So, American Pie for me was okay. This one time at band camp is as close as I get to something funny, but everybody told that joke so much that it had no impact by the time I watched it.
So I watched not all of them. They've made so many of that movie.
I think the funniest thing,
the first three.
The funniest thing coming out of it is Jason Biggs in Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, where they're like, you're the guy that bleeped the pie.
Yeah.
And that's what he's known as. And that's what he even says when they arrest him. I'm the guy that bleeped the pie. I'm the guy that, you know who I am? Yeah. That's what I most remember American Pie for.
Yeah. See, I've watched them just because those came out when I was first married, my first marriage. And my then husband really liked the movies.
I can imagine it.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The thing is they could be decent movies. And they started that genre again of these college type humor movies.
Yep.
They could have been okay, but they had to put in the more raunchy humor in sections.
That's
but the whole movie's not like that.
No.
I think it was the second one, I thought actually had a cute storyline. But then they had to put in the scenes with the lesbians. And it's just like, that's not,
you got to shoehorn that in there.
This has nothing to do with the storyline. You
got to shoehorn that in there.
You don't need that in there.
Doesn't matter. Some movie executive somewhere said, we need this in there.
It was just
somebody somewhere said, I'm sorry, this isn't going to sell.
It could have been a cute movie, but they had to add that stuff.
Slap it in there.
Just like, this makes it an uncomfortable movie. It didn't. Yeah. So, What is your favorite Simpsons Halloween episode?
Oh, the one with the toaster that takes him into the past.
Oh, yes.
The toaster takes him into the past, which also has the shining in it. The shinning. Don't you mean shining? Shh, you want to get sued. That is absolutely the greatest episode of maybe anything ever.
That one
is just and him with the toaster, just when he goes back with the baseball bat and starts killing everything.
Yes.
That is like one of the greatest, or where he sneezes and all the dinosaurs die.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that's just fantastic. So yeah, that was my favorite.
Do you like Pee Wee Herman?
She does. She's a huge fan of Pee Wee Herman.
The Pee Wee Christmas is great. That one's so funny.
I never got it. For me, Paul Rubens got funny after the whole scandal thing, and when he was in other movies, he was actually pretty funny. But I never got the Pee Wee Herman character at all. It just didn't click for me.
See, but okay, you're also older than I am. When I was younger, I watched Pee Wee's Playhouse. You would have been too old for it, I think.
I don't think so. I don't think I would have got it.
I thought it was fun. I still think the Christmas Pee Wee is really funny. But I think it's funny.
The only thing that I liked in Pee Wee's Big Adventure was Large Marge. Large Marge for me was the highlight of the movie.
That, and there was a character named Yvonne. So
and her face does that thing, and then like that was really funny. And outside of that, I just didn't see I just didn't find it funny.
Favorite Rob Zombie movie?
Favorite Rob Zombie movie?
Nope.
You know, I know she doesn't watch Rob Zombie movies. Nope. I won't make her either. Everybody will say Devil's Rejects. I liked what he did with the Halloween reboot. I think where it got screwed up was that he had to do the last half hour shot for shot like the original Halloween. So the first 45 minutes to an hour, it's actually really entertaining. The second Halloween has its moments, but again, it feels like he couldn't do whatever he wanted with the movie. I think Rob Zombie, if he was more controlled in the overall gore and some of the over-the-top stuff, I think he could make some really good movies. And I do think that it's important that Rob Zombie creates music and movies, because I get the feeling he could kill us all if he was bored. So it's really important that he's not bored, that he continues to create. But there are some genius things in both of the Halloween movies he made. Just on the whole, they're kind of disjointed, and it felt to me like it was because the studio probably stepped in and said, well, we want this.
Thoughts on Mr. Bean? I like Mr. Bean a lot. He's great.
What I liked with Mr. Bean, the one thing that was always great was that I used to hang around with a family that was from El Salvador. And at their house, I could put on episodes of Mr. Bean, and we could all sit and laugh. People who didn't speak English, we could all sit and laugh.
There's barely
because
any words.
there's no words to it. It's all just physical comedy, and it's all just the stuff happening on the screen.
So funny.
And so everybody can enjoy it. And I think that's why Mr. Bean is fantastic.
Mr. Bean's so funny.
The movies, no.
The movies are fun. But the American Mr. Bean movie is stupid. It's made for people that have never seen Mr. Bean before.
Well, I've never understood.
I was so disappointed by that movie. I was like, what is this?
I've never understood the need to Americanize it. It's funny as it is. I've never understood the need to Americanize.
They did a good job of making it nowhere near as funny. Maybe it would have been funny if I had never seen Mr. Bean
It's
before,
like when Doctor Who wasn't funny because
was
they tried to make it American. Or when Doctor Who wasn't very good because they tried to make it American. That was series 6.
So the American Mr. Bean movie was stupid. And I also like Johnny English. The kids might love Johnny English, and they love the cartoon Mr. Bean as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids love Mr. Bean. I like Mr. Bean. He's great. He's so funny.
Yeah, series 6 of Doctor Who was when they tried to go American. That's where Amy Pond did the voiceover at the start about how there's a man in the box and blah, blah, blah. And it was just Amy would do the introduction. I'm like, we don't need an introduction before Doctor Who. It's Doctor Who. Shut up, Amy. Let's watch Doctor Who. It's not your show.
Mr. Bean or Inspector Gadget?
Mr. Bean.
No question.
Yeah. Inspector Gadget had its moments. Every now and then I still do the Go-Go Gadget, but not very often.
If you like Mr. Bean, have you seen Blackadder?
Oh, we have Blackadder. I have the whole series.
Yeah.
What I liked with Blackadder.
No,
what I liked with Blackadder was that every series was completely different. It was just another life of Blackadder. And if you want to see House before he was House, he was on Blackadder, playing kind of an idiot. So, it's those series were fantastic. They were ahead of their time, I think. That and Red Dwarf.
Have you ever seen Asterix cartoons? Read the comics? Yes.
Comics, definitely.
Yes. Yep. We have some of the comics. Our oldest loves Asterix. He used to really like it when he was younger. And I
had friends when I was a kid that were really into it, so I didn't have a choice. When you're around somebody that's really into it, they have to read them to you. They have to show them to you. Yes. You have to read them back. I'm like, oh my God, can we please talk about something else? And then they'd spoil a movie for me. They'd be like, well, yeah, let's just read the comics instead.
Thoughts on Wayne's World, Mike Myers?
I enjoyed the second Wayne's World more than the first. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that with Jim Morrison and the Naked Indian, I enjoyed that movie more than the first one. I thought it was more entertaining. And I thought it was a funnier movie.
I went to school with a girl who thought Wayne's World was the best movie ever. So we might have
wouldn't go that far.
She loved it. So we might have watched it a lot.
But I thought the second movie was better than the first. I did. I thought it did something different, and I thought it was entertaining.
How much do you love A Clockwork Orange?
So she hasn't seen it. and there's some disturbing stuff in it. So she's a sensitive girl. I enjoyed Clockwork Orange. I think it's a very good movie. I think it's probably Malcolm McDowell's best movie. And I think it's so brilliantly put together, but it is really disturbing. So for that reason, I haven't watched it. And she enjoys Singing in the Rain. And you can't hear the song Singing in the Rain and not think about how disturbing it is after you've seen Clockwork Orange. I'd rather not,
because I like that movie.
So, yeah.
It was on TV the other day, so we put it on the PVR.
And every time it's on, I flash back to that scene.
On the PVR.
I flash back to that scene in Clockwork Orange, and I can't do it. Do
you like Kanye West?
No.
No.
Nope. There's a couple of his songs I thought were okay, but he's so full of himself. He thinks he's awesome at everything. Yes.
Do you enjoy musicals, specifically the weird ones like Rocky Horror and Little Shop of Horrors?
She does.
I do. Rocky Horror is great.
Oh, God, no.
Yes, it is. I have totally gone through that movie on Halloween at midnight with my friends when I was in university. Yep. Totally did.
That gives me a great sadness. You know that, right?
Whatever. You already knew that. How's the weight loss going? You both look fantastic.
She's still dropping. I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Really? You haven't lost any weight?
2 pounds in the past 2 months. So.
Yeah, still more than I have. So my body's evened out, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with where I'm at right now.
Nah.
So I know I'm not in any kind of a high danger category. That's the important thing, is that your phone stops telling you, boy, you're going to die, and laugh at you when you do your BMI.
Popeye or Bluto? Definitely Popeye.
Wimpy's not an option?
No, it's Popeye or Bluto.
Yeah, Popeye.
Have you watched the show Big Mouth?
No, but I've heard a lot about it. I know that Mike on Red Letter Media is big on it. So if Mike's big on it, then it's probably pretty good. He's always got it on his phone, like right at the ready. So he must watch it quite a bit. I do need to watch Big Mouth. I don't know that that's an Yvonne show, though.
I don't know anything about it.
It's a cartoon on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Stone Cold or The Rock?
Stone Cold.
Thoughts on Martin Short? He's fantastic.
He is really funny.
I like Martin.
He is really, really funny. I remember he was on the Joan Rivers show once, and she asked something about his virginity. He said, "Oh, I lost my virginity at 10." And she goes, "Well, who was the girl?" And he goes, "Oh, no, I was alone." And it was just, the joke caught her so completely off guard. And I remember him too on Dave Letterman, where he was talking about the CFL and how we had 2 teams named the Rough Riders. And he said, you can ask a Canadian how they feel about the Rough Riders, and they're going to say, "Oh, I like the Rough Riders, but don't get me started on the Rough Riders. I can't stand the Rough Riders." The Rough Riders, though, are really, really good. I think they can win the Grey Cup, but those Rough Riders, they're useless. And other Canadians don't know what they're talking about. And I was like, yep, that's about right. Yep.
Do you like Keeping Up Appearances? Shannon equals Onslow?
I know I've watched that show. I know it's British. I know I've watched it. I want to say it's one that my mother watches a lot. But that's how much I know about it, that I'm still questioning that. So,
do you like Stranger Things?
I watched the first half of the first season.
Me too. Before we met, we both watched half of the first season.
The kids are really into Stranger Things. Love it. I mean, I know I didn't mind it, but at the time I was also watching Orange is the New Black, which I'm now 4 seasons behind on, and she doesn't like Orange is the New Black. So I'm kind of stuck there because I'm not watching 4 seasons by myself. As much as I loved certain characters on the show.
What's the difference between hockey players and soccer players? Soccer players are whiny.
Hockey players don't dive as much.
Oh! Soccer players are whiny.
They do tend to flop around a bit.
Yeah, soccer players fake being injured. Hockey players
that's why I loved
healthy.
That's why I loved the Simpsons episode where they had the riot that went on for 30 years in Ireland. Your boy's a flopper, he is. No, he isn't. He isn't. Your mother can kiss me bum. And then that starts this riot that goes on for decades. Yeah. And it's all about Lisa being a flopper. So it's right in Simpsons. If it's in Simpsons, it has to be true.
Do you like Stephen King books?
Not generally. Generally, I read Dean Koontz books. Stephen King books are usually really long. I do like his short stories. Stephen King's short stories are pretty good. What were you crying about? Why'd you cry when I picked you up? You wanted me to pick you up. You even came over.
Thoughts on the Flintstones and the Jetsons?
I
watched them when I was
preferred Flintstones, kind of, sort of. Although I was always a big fan of anything science fiction related. But to me, Flintstones was better until they brought in the Martian dude.
Yeah, the Martian was weird.
Yeah, that was where things got
weird.
Really. It was like they were having a stroke or something, and they could see this Martian dude because they were having a stroke. Yeah, I didn't understand that.
I did watch both because I was right at that age.
Yeah.
When those were out, and I remember all the crossovers: the Flintstones meet the Jetsons,
and Yogi Bear, and well, because Hanna-Barbera ruled the childhood at that stage. Hanna-Barbera was every cartoon, basically.
And now I frequently think about the Jetsons. A lot of the things that we thought were really cool in the Jetsons, we actually have versions of. Remember, like the video calls, and she'd put on her
cell
mask
phones
because she hadn't done her hair.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Shadow. Thoughts on SpongeBob?
I really like SpongeBob. She doesn't.
No. So I liked SpongeBob until my children were annoying.
So the kids would just pick it up and start parroting it?
Yeah, they would talk like Patrick and Squidward, and it was really, really irritating. And so I had to ban SpongeBob in my house because it made my children obnoxious.
Hey, kitty.
So... yeah, I haven't watched SpongeBob.
I was watching SpongeBob years before I even had kids in my life. I was glad when there were kids in my life, so I had an excuse to watch it because I just thought it was really clever. To me, it was a clean version of Ren and Stimpy.
I never liked Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, you tired kid.
I literally just noticed this is TEG and not THG. Hence the not hockey questions.
That's right. And not a hockey jersey.
I don't ask very many hockey questions when we're not on.
Right.
We're not on the hockey channel.
It's all about during this downtime trying to make it so that we have two viable channels going. So there are things other than hockey to talk about.
What are your favorite chips, both of you? All dressed, the super duper, the loaded.
All dressed Ruffles?
Yeah, the loaded. What? All dressed.
You wanted me, sweetie. You wanted me to put you down.
They're not made by Ruffles, though.
You wanted me to put you down.
What brand is that makes those?
I also like the mesquite barbecue from Ruffles. Right? I like dill pickle from Ruffles.
Oh, I love pickle chips. The Old Dutch pickle chips are great. I don't really eat chips very often. Neither of us do.
We do. Well, I can't.
We haven't bought them in forever because they're not good for you.
Chips are what was making me, chubby. That was a big part of it, was chips. Not just the non-exercise, it was chips. I know it was chips.
Pickle chips are great, though.
Oh, absolutely. Chips. Yeah. And
the Old Dutch ones are great.
Tim's jalapeno chips.
Those jalapeno ones, we get those in the States.
Yep. Those I miss from the States.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Happy Tree Friends?
I loved Happy Tree Friends. My area, the building, was the reason that our IT crew had to block it because we would watch all the Happy Tree Friends cartoons. She wouldn't like Happy Tree Friends. I think Happy Tree Friends is great. It's all these cute little cuddly animals, and they get horribly maimed and murdered in every episode. And it's really funny to me, but I know you wouldn't think it was funny.
If you guys are ever in the States, try to find Zapp's Voodoo flavored potato chips.
I bet you they don't have flavor like the ones up here.
American chips are sad.
We've actually brought down Canadian chips to American.
We do frequently
subscribers and family and
Canadian
friends.
Chips down.
Because
American chips are sad.
Yeah. Why?
They are.
If you're that tired, go back to sleep. No, I'm not carrying you while you bath.
Did you like Freaks and Geeks?
I loved Freaks and Geeks. That was such a good show. I was so mad when they canceled it. That was so sad when they canceled it. Sort of like Everything Sucks. That's another good one that didn't last.
Thoughts on Trailer Park Boys?
Absolutely love Trailer Park Boys. I would quote J-Rock quite a bit. I may still say "No, I'm saying" a lot because if she doesn't hear me. Oh, worst case Ontario.
Says that a lot.
What comes around's all around.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Ricky-isms that I use in my everyday life. Oh, I'm not a rocket appliance.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite too. You don't have to be a rocket appliance to understand how this works.
Will you do a video on Lilybell?
Yes. The trick with Lilybell is that every time I try to do a video with her, he comes in and he likes to say, I'm your cat and you don't need to talk to her. And as soon as she sees him, she just growls. So I don't want to do a video where she's just growling and snarling. I tried to lock him out of our room yesterday to make a video with her, and then she decided with the door closed she didn't feel safe, so she wanted out. So it was funny, she kept nosing through the door and growling as soon as she saw him, and then backing off and then nosing through the door and growling, and I thought, I can't make a video of that either. That's not nice to her.
Does Shannon love Mr. Pickles?
Oh yes, Jeff Pickles is fantastic.
Yes,
we're a couple episodes behind on that again now.
Are we?
I think so.
I thought the season ended.
No.
I thought that was the end of the season.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we've ended the season. Fun.
I would trade American candy for Canadian candy in a heartbeat. Definitely not.
I like American candy.
Yes, they have some good ones, but in general, like overall, I like Canadian candy better.
I don't know. Whatchamacallit? Payday.
I mean, I love those Take Fives.
Take Five. Oh, the Take Five Reese's. Oh,
those Reese's ones.
Those are so good.
But overall,
yeah, the Reese's with the Reese peanut butter
with the peanuts on the bars.
Yes, and the ones with the Reese's Pieces in the middle. Those are fantastic.
Yeah, but overall, I like Canadian ones better.
See, I would disagree on that. I'd say with the American ones.
Jelly beans.
Hi.
I don't know what those are. Skittles America Balls.
Yes.
We don't have America Balls.
We also don't have a Canada Balls. I'm really disappointed they don't make Canada Balls because they could do a red and white Skittles, and they don't. So they're just scared of Canada Balls is what it is. I should email them. When do we get Canada Balls? You guys aren't doing anything. Why don't you go through and make some Canada Balls?
Coffee Crisp, Aero, Mirage, Kinder Bueno. There's so many more. Wonder Bars.
Mr. Big.
Yes, and the Eat Mores. I love Eat Mores. Those are great.
I don't like Eat More.
I really like them. OMGs.
Other than Coffee Crisp, I could probably be okay without them.
Wonder Bars?
I could be okay without a Wonder Bar if I'm getting a Payday bar out of it.
No, Wonder Bars are great.
Paydays are the greatest. Them and whatchamacallits.
What are you wearing, lady? Lady?
Yeah, lady. What you wearing, lady?
It's my Alice in Wonder... Okay. It's my Alice in Wonderland cardigan. It's really fun. I like my Alice in Wonderland cardigan. It's fun. Have you ever had Mexican candy? Yeah, it's all really hot.
I think I have too. I'm pretty sure I have.
I've given you Mexican candy.
Yeah, you did. That's right.
Yeah, I've got all different.
About a year ago.
Did you run out of whatchamacallit? We have run out of American candy. We are out.
I have a great sadness.
Yeah, because we haven't been able to go down in 3 weeks now. Yeah, 3 weeks, I think. So, and I didn't realize when I went down there that would be the last time I'd be going down there for a while. So
it's a great sadness. And I have jerseys I can't get because they're down there.
Mexican candy is spicy, but it's really good.
It is pretty good.
Mars, Snickers, and Twix. Those aren't.
Twix is good. The peanut butter Twix are really good.
Have I ever had peanut butter Twix?
I don't know.
We have Kit Kats.
And there's dark chocolate Twix. I prefer Twix to Kit Kats.
We have Kit Kats.
Yeah, nah. I mean, Kit Kat Chunkies are nice, but they shrunk the size down. So
yeah,
that made me mad. That made me really angry.
Do you watch Japanese animation?
Not usually. I have a season of Dragon Ball. Every now and then I'll tease her about watching it, but it's just because it's the Cell season. The Cell season of Dragon Ball was like just the ultimate anime fantasticness.
No.
And outside of that, not really.
Pass.
What?
Do you like butter chicken? Of course.
She does. What is your problem?
Because yes, who doesn't like butter chicken?
No, I don't need to carry you all the time. Stop telling me off.
That would be our middle one's favorite.
I'm the boss, right?
Is butter chicken.
I'm the owner.
What is your favorite Futurama episode?
The one with the clover is fantastic, where Yancey takes the clover. And then anything that's Zoidberg centric. If Zoidberg's the main character for any episode, I'm there. Zoidberg was absolutely one of the funniest things. If I could run sideways and ink people, I would totally do it. Absolutely.
Peanut butter O. Henrys are awesome. Agreed.
Yes.
They are, and they're like the American race that I can't remember the name. He won't let me put him down. Of. So see, Canadian's better.
He will not let me put him down.
I know. Would you ever get a Nintendo Switch?
I don't know which TV I'd hook that up to. So I've got a PlayStation hooked up in here, and I've got an Xbox hooked up in the other room. I don't know where I would put a Switch, and I don't know when I would play it either. And then it feels like that'd be cruel to the kids if I said, well, I got a Switch for me. Because this really Nintendo's made for kids.
Yes, I think it'd be fun upstairs.
So it would, but again, we would have one if we could trust the boys not to be on it all hours of the night.
I know, that is the
and trick. I've already gone through that with a kid where they had a video game addiction. And so
yeah,
I know we would be dealing with that here if we had that upstairs. So yeah, unfortunately, we don't have the Switch.
Does Shannon like any modern day music? Like, she's so old. Tool is modern day music.
Billie Eilish
came out with the album. Rammstein is modern day. They just came out with an album.
Slipknot.
Korn is modern day. They just came out with an album. So yeah,
Billie Eilish. I like that Dua Lipa. I played that video from her last night. Yes. The one that sounds like "Need You Tonight" from NXS. Combined with some Kylie Minogue, and there was some Two of Hearts in it too. It's like you just squash all this music together, and she sings it, and I assume she sings it, because we're in a whole new age where people don't sing anymore.
I don't know that she does. So.
There are a lot of newer bands that I don't mind, but again, if it's okay, you can only listen to one thing. I'm going to go and Rammstein.
Yeah, so. 9 Inch Nails just released 2 new albums.
Reboot.
Disaster.
I didn't like it, but the episode, which was basically a 9 Inch Nails concert, wasn't bad.
That's true.
That was so weird. I'm like, okay, so this episode is the 9 Inch Nails concert. Got it. The music was pretty good.
Thoughts on Big Bang Theory?
It went downhill badly. I think what happened with Big Bang Theory was you had these guys who were geeks and they were eccentric.
And then they didn't end.
Then they all had girlfriends and they all became complete and total pricks to one another.
They were jerks.
Everybody in the show were actually really bad to each other.
Jerks.
Bernadette was terrible to Howard. Leonard was straight out insulting to Penny. And why Amy would put up with Sheldon for more than 5 minutes was more than I knew, because he was just a complete jerk. They crossed that line. I remember the episode where they crossed the line. For me, the episode where they crossed the line was Penny and Leonard might have broken up and then they didn't. In that episode where Leonard is kind of heartbroken because he doesn't know if he and Penny are going to be together, Sheldon keeps trying to put a kick me sign on his back. And I thought, you know what? Sheldon right now would not be doing that.
Right.
Because Sheldon would understand, okay, my friend's hurting.
Right.
I'll make him a beverage. But instead they kept trying to make this joke. And I thought this doesn't. So the characters changed and they just became mean-spirited. And it went downhill at that point. And all the jokes became about race
jokes and racist and jokes.
Fat.
I didn't find funny
because there's no real creativity in that. And Penny became obnoxious and she was drinking all the time.
Yeah.
Every episode, almost every scene, she's got a glass of wine in her hand. And I was like, wow, this isn't even being subtle about it.
Do you watch anime?
Nope. No. My son does though. My son, that was all he watched was anime. And then he would try to get me to watch it. I'm like, oh, I don't really have the patience for this.
I have an ex-husband who liked anime way too much. And
as a kid, though, I loved Robotech. The original Robotech cartoons are fantastic. I just can't talk her into it.
Nope.
Because she doesn't like anime. Nope. I keep telling her. And Gotchaman. Gotchaman was my first love when I was a kid, when it was Battle of the Planets over here. Absolutely love Gotchaman. Can't get her to watch it with me.
No. Nope, not doing it.
Okay, can I put you down?
Spider-Verse or Lego Batman movie?
Oh, the Lego Batman movie is so fun. Lego Batman is one of the greatest characters ever. And it is. Have you seen the Lego Batman movie?
Yeah.
That is such a fun little movie. Spider-Verse is really good too. I would though have to go with Lego Batman just because I'm Batman. Just he's so good.
Does Shadow demand the most attention? Obviously. It depends.
During the day, yes.
On the time, yeah.
At night, it's Bear. Bear decides at about 9 o'clock, and my turn.
Yep, and I'm laying on you.
And so we're going to bed. Like, she'll come in here and start meowing at me. It doesn't matter if I'm making videos or what I'm doing here. She'll start meowing at me like, and it's bedtime, so you need to get out of here. And then she'll just start bugging back and forth. She'll bug her.
And she has to sit right here. In our room, I'll sit on our bed and watch the TV in there, or I'll knit or whatever, or I'll be on my phone, and she has to be right here.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what I have in my lap, if I have my computer.
Nope.
Yesterday, it was laminating stickers, and she still has to be right here. Thanks. That makes this really easy. Thank you, Bear. Yep. She doesn't care. She will just sit on my arms. Yeah.
And then at night, Shadow just roams the house and bugs Pixel and Lilybell. He likes to corner Lilybell until I run upstairs yelling at him to knock it off because I'm trying to sleep.
Have you ever heard of Post? Of course.
Yes.
They've had conversations.
Yep.
Peppa the Pig or Bluey?
That's way below my age.
I don't know what Bluey is. I know what Peppa Pig is.
Yeah. Eat. I can see 9.
Do all the ones in the hallway count?
10. So I have 10 current boards. Then I have the ones that are
big ones, or are you counting?
I have the ones that are broken. If we count the ones that are broken that I don't use anymore, it's like 14. Which sounds awful, but during the season, 4 of them were taped up for previews and reviews.
Yeah.
That still sounds like a ton. But a lot of the ones that were breaking, I just stopped ordering that variety because they just don't last.
What is your least favorite animated movie?
Yours is Smallfoot.
That movie was crap. I don't know. Angry Birds is up there too.
Does the Croods count?
That one wasn't as bad as Smallfoot and
there's
Angry Birds.
There's been some really bad ones.
Oh, that new Addams Family.
The Emoji Movie was really bad.
I refused to watch.
I watched the Emoji Movie. That one, I'll give the Emoji Movie the nod. That was awful.
A lot of the new movies are crap.
They're cash grabs.
And that's it.
The Emoji
Movie Ugly Doll movie was
terrible.
Not good.
No, that wasn't any good either. Yeah.
I'm trying to think out of all those, Angry Birds might be the worst.
I'll go with
that Smallfoot. Just like 5 minutes in, I'm like, are you kidding me? Is this seriously the movie? Nobody else is thinking this movie is weird. People are actually thinking this movie is okay. All right. That movie was terrible.
Can you watch that Abominable one too?
No. Okay. No, I didn't because I had to watch Smallfoot. So we have $2 movies here on Tuesday.
Right.
Tuesdays, $2 movies. So I will take the kids to random movies because it's $2. So I've seen a lot of crappy movies.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't partake.
Do you like the movie Inside Out? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Inside Out was really cute.
Yeah. Malachi really likes that one.
Yeah, that one's a fun movie.
Yeah.
I like Anger because it's Lewis Black. Lewis Black's one of my favorite guys.
I agree with Shannon. Emoji Movie was god-awful. I only watched it because a girl I was interested in liked it.
I watched it to make sure I could get through it.
Question the girl if she liked that movie.
I made it through it.
Be thinking, you like this?
I made it through it. I did it.
I refused to watch it.
There's movies I've liked that you would definitely be questioning your sanity being with me if you watched them. You'd be like, this is messed up. You like this movie? This is messed.
Maybe.
Some of the horror movies I've watched, absolutely. No doubt in my mind.
TV.
It was good. I thought it was aging better than Smallville did. I thought that they nailed the characters. Each actor and actress that were playing the parts were absolutely perfect for each role. And I really did enjoy Gotham.
How old are your kids? The ones at home are 7, 13, and 15.
And then I have one that's 23 and one that's 20 that do not live here.
No.
We don't have space.
Well, we used to live in a smaller home and had you're younger.
That was and
tough. It was very crowded.
That was a cramped environment. We
were squished into that house.
Yeah, absolutely. That was unfortunate.
It worked. We did
it. It did briefly.
Nobody killed each other.
Exactly. Sure.
We were all smushed in there.
Yep.
How you guys have too many kids? That house must have been cramped.
Yes.
How?
Yeah, it was.
We did have too many kids. We still have too many. We should have less. We might frequently tell the kids that we have too many.
I often suggest we just don't have any.
We shouldn't have children. I don't have the patience for kids.
No, I don't think you should.
I don't think we should have kids in there. Mom!
Yeah.
Stop. It's too late.
I don't think it's ever too late. We just need a TARDIS. That's what we need. We need a TARDIS. And then we're good.
But we do tell the kids we have too many kids.
Yeah.
Our last house was very cramped. It wasn't a very big house in the first place.
It's like Idiocracy. I got too many damn kids.
The bedrooms were really tiny. And the kitchen was stupid small. Oh, the washroom was really small too. It
wasn't me. Yes.
That kitchen was so small.
Yep. It was a pretty small little place.
It was. It worked, but.
Yep.
Thoughts on Stargate SG-1? I liked
that. That was her show.
I did like Stargate. I think they should have ended it sooner. I think it went on way too long. Way too long.
The highlight of Stargate, it brought Amanda Tapping into everybody's life. She is fantastic.
I did really like Stargate, but it went way too long. And so by the end, I was just like, ugh.
Amanda Tapping was a part of Space Milkshake, which is the greatest movie that nobody's ever seen. Absolutely love Space Milkshake. I can't buy it, which sucks, but because I don't think did I actually watch Space Milkshake with you?
You've talked about it, but no.
I don't think I've actually made you watch that. George Takei was doing the voice of the little alien dude in it. George Takei was fantastic in it because, of course, he is. He's fabulous in everything he does.
PNE or Disneyland?
Disneyland. Yeah, it's
no
not close.
Question.
Not close.
Not even.
Nope.
Deep Space or Babylon 5? Deep Space.
Deep Space Nine. Yep.
Never forget the little things.
Enjoy the little things. I'm now thinking Zombieland. Enjoy the little things.
Thoughts on Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho? It turns 60 years old this year. I like Alfred Hitchcock. I might have a lot of his movies.
I always thought it was funny that the big shower scene that scares everybody is at the start of the movie. The big shower murder scene is near the start of the movie.
Yeah.
So that's your big.
Well, it's not a scary movie.
No, it really isn't.
That's my kind of scary movie.
I know.
I like Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of the really scary movies.
I don't like gory movies, and a lot of the scary movies are gory, and I don't like gory at all.
One of our first dates, I sat her down and watched the Evil Dead remake with her, the 2013 one with Jane Levy, and that was fantastic. I still watch that one every now and then, but I can't watch it with her around because I know she doesn't really like that kind of thing. You got through it though.
I did.
Floor. Yeah.
Was Zombieland 2 any good?
Yes. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I watched it with her. We went to the theater and watched it.
We did.
I thought it was good.
Back when there were theaters.
Yeah, I really did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. It kind of picks up where the last one was, kind of, sort of. And I mean, you have to address the fact that they're all older. But I did. I got a kick out of parts of it. It's not as good as the first one, obviously, but it wasn't bad for a sequel.
Human Centipede or Dead Alive?
Oh,
no.
She can't watch either of them. For me, it would have to be Dead Alive, only for the scene where he's fighting with the zombie baby. The zombie baby is one of the greatest scenes in the history of horror movies because he's just booting this baby all over the place, and people are watching him while he's fighting with a baby, and it's so, that's something that had never been discussed before in a zombie movie, so it's there, and it's really and I kick ass for the Lord. They actually have a preacher who fights zombies, and he's like, I kick ass for the Lord, and it's really funny.
Call of Duty or Borderlands?
Right. Never give up, never surrender. That was like basically every movie in the 80s had that for its theme too.
Thoughts on Charlie Brown and the Peanuts? Peanuts?
Charlie Brown is not funny now. No. And Charlie Brown, the specials they do now just aren't very. I don't know.
Awful.
They're bad.
I took the kid again. $2 movies. I took the kids to the new-ish. I mean, it's been within the past year, right? Of the Charlie Brown movie. There's nothing new in it. No. They just take little bits from all of the old ones and put it together, and ta-da, new movie. It's not a new movie. It's the same thing. There's not a new storyline to it or anything. No. I was so bored.
Charlie Brown, though, doesn't work as a movie anyways. It works as cartoons, as like bite-sized.
Little skits.
Like Invader Zim. Invader Zim didn't work as a movie either. It works as a cartoon.
Oh, somebody wants us to do more live streams on here. More people get their questions answered.
Oh, absolutely. We have no problem with that. Do we, Kitty? Do we? Yeah, I have no problem with that at all. We can probably do a live stream every week on here.
That's kind of the plan.
Yep.
So that helps.
Yeah. It's been different. And then I put on the happy face for videos as much as I can. But it's been a challenge lately. It's absolutely been a challenge lately.
Next NHL stream
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
NHL Saturdays. 20s on Saturdays. Tomorrow's stream, I'm likely going to pick it up in. I started a playoff file, and so I'm likely to probably get that one going tomorrow. Now I did have the file which was the Canucks 3-0 up in the first round. I may shelve that one for now and just go with the other file, which is the playoff file I was starting.
Have you watched the original Charmed TV series from 98 through 2006?
I watched parts of it. Many of those. So, Alyssa Milano and everything, but I just couldn't get into it because I was already watching Buffy, and I felt like, okay, I'm already watching Buffy. I was trying to watch Angel when Angel became a series, although I never really got into Angel either. But yeah, I couldn't really get into Charmed because I kind of felt like I was already overdosing. There were other shows on then too. There was Xena, and so it already felt like I was doing the fantasy genre enough, and so Charmed was one of those ones I just couldn't really get into.
Do the cats have enough food for the quarantine?
They're good for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I bought an extra big Herkin bag of food, and we haven't even opened that. So
yep. And then I found out with ordering through Amazon, most Amazon orders, they're delaying them for a month. Cat food, if you order cat food, I ordered cat treats. They got here the next day. So if they deem it to be necessary,
food or medical supplies,
then you get it right away. So
we live pretty close to one of the Amazon storehouses.
Yeah, that's in Richmond.
So depending on what it is, some things will get really quick if it's like the food stuff. But we can go to stores. I just have no desire to go to any stores just because the more often you go, the more exposure you possibly have. Yep. So I have not gone to the store since we've been in self-isolation. So it's been
a little over 2 weeks. Yep.
I did go grocery shopping that few days before we were supposed to go on our trip, and kind of with knowing that we wouldn't be going to the store for a while. So
it is working in British Columbia. The curve seems to be flattening out, so that's good news. It's encouraging to see that curve start to flatten out as people take it seriously. And that's the idea, have the curve flatten out. And then if we all keep doing it, it'll actually start to drop. That's the actual idea behind it. Eventually, if you hold that up, it'll flatten out and then it'll start to drop. But we have to all keep it up.
Right. So in our house, I'm the only one that leaves the house. I mean, I've walked outside with the kids, but that's about it. But I'm the only one that leaves the house.
What?
The last time I took the kids out was 3 weeks ago. Yes. It was on Gabriel's birthday.
Hi.
Gabriel's birthday was the last day I took the kids out in public. And even then, they each had their own bottle of sanitizer in their hands. And we were having a lot of lessons about don't touch your face, don't touch that wall, don't touch that bar, everything. But we
That's the problem, Kitty.
aren't going out. Yeah, they I'm the only one that goes out, and I don't go to stores. So it's mostly dropping off and picking up. And most places are really good at doing the no contact. Like I'm able to go to the fabric store and there's a no contact thing. So I am able to message them and tell them what I need, and I pay for it over the phone, and they put it right outside their door and they back up, and then I'm able to get it. And so that's pretty much as that goes.
Somebody's asking about Parks and Rec. I really enjoy Parks and Rec. I'm going to get her to watch it at some point because it's The Office. It's the same idea as The Office, just a little bit different.
What's Shadow's problem tonight? Pick me up. He's
like that. He's like that all the time. There are times where I'm making videos and I have to tell him just knock it off. He'll usually stand behind me while I make videos and he starts like pawing at me. Like, while you're doing that, you can hold me. And normally I don't, because once I start picking him up like this, I'm not allowed to put him down.
Yes.
He will just stand at my feet.
He's just like, yes.
Even when I was picked him up over my head like that, he just started purring like, and you picked me up. So I win.
He's touching me.
So he trusts me implicitly, which is nice, but
he's obnoxious.
It gets kind of aggravating after a while.
Thanks for the sex education recommendation made for a fun couple day binge. Have you guys watched Tiger King?
We watched the first 2 episodes last night. Absolutely.
Bunch of weirdos.
Yeah. That makes me look normal.
Totally entertaining. Do you have a laser for your cats?
Somewhere.
We can't find it. We lost it. Gosh, it's been like 2 months. And then I tried to get a new one at the dollar store, and none of the dollar stores have laser pointers anymore. Not that I would go to a dollar store now.
No.
But we haven't been able to find one.
But the kitties, I'm going to have to order them another one.
The kitties Amazon. Love their laser pointer.
And I hope Amazon thinks it's necessary.
I doubt it. But we can't find it.
Yeah.
I don't know where it went. I think Shadow probably found it and knocked it down because they knew what it was.
I have to hide the treats because he will knock the treats over. He'll do it in the middle of the night. He'll chew through a bag if they're in a bag.
That's my theory of how it disappeared. He probably found it and knocked it down and batted it behind something.
Well, it's sort of like my phone. So when I'm doing videos, I'm always on my phone. And if my phone's moving like this, Beryl start looking at the ceiling because she's like, okay, when Dad does that with the phone, that means that I'm going to start seeing the light on the ceiling, and then I feel bad because at night it doesn't work, but she doesn't know that. She just sees the phone moving back and forth, and she starts doing the head thing, and she starts purring at the ceiling, and it's like it's not going to do anything.
I live next to Big Cat Rescue.
Wow.
So now you know there's a weirdo there, right?
Well, no.
Or did you already know there's a weirdo there? They're all weirdos. She's a weirdo.
Yeah.
They're all weirdos.
I like that she coordinates her mismatched cat prints with each other.
She wears, you think I wear crazy clothes.
Oh, those cat prints, none of them match each other or even themselves.
She's a loon. They're all loons.
There's no camouflaging that with anything. That's just a giant no. That's just a no. I remember I was dating a woman at one point that had leopard print pajamas. Was really, really proud of herself. Really, really proud of herself. And then she's like, what do you think of my pajamas? And I was like, no. And I remember asking, did you look in the mirror with those? She's like, yes. I'm like, I don't think that's not a good look. And I might have made a comment about if you don't want people to think you're a cougar, this may not be the look you're going for. And it just the conversation didn't go well from there.
I don't do the leopard print.
To me, thank God.
It reminds me of big hair bands in the 80s.
Yes.
That's what it always makes me think of. And I didn't like that style.
Yeah, I get the song Round and Round by Rat stuck in my head. So story checks out. Yeah, definitely.
Epstein didn't kill himself and Carol killed her husband.
You're only to the second episode, so
we just saw the end of the second one. We're just like,
yes, I heard that, and I'm like, okay, so she totally did that. She totally did that.
I've always wondered what's under Shannon's cap.
Probably more
Sexiness.
Cats. Probably more cats. Got a couple other cats up under here, little kitties.
Do you go fishing?
No, they have them in a store.
I have taken the kids.
You can go to the store. They've got them already dead and gutted, and you can just buy them. So I'm not a big fisher person.
I've gone fishing, but I've gone fishing at the fishery place here. So it's a fish hatchery, but they also have a little pond that you can take kids fishing. And that's fun. And it's just catch and release. You put them back in, and the kids have enjoyed that. I've taken them several times, but I can't, again, I'm too sensitive. I can't actually do the fish and then whacking it in the head. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I don't, that's not my thing.
I can't do it. I'm too, nope.
I'm not a fishing person.
Do you like bowling?
Yes.
I like 5-pin bowling.
5-pin bowling, and where nobody's keeping score and it doesn't matter. That's the most fun you can have.
I like 5-pin.
Might be better if you're not sober, but again, that's just my preference at times. It's something you do when you get drunk.
I've never.
Like, all right, let's all go bowling. Woo, bowling.
It's not. No, I've never done that, so I wouldn't know. Guns N' Roses or Metallica?
Metallica. Not even
Guns
close.
N' Roses. Okay. Do the Blackhawks get back to the lows that they endured during the early 2000s?
I don't think so. They're not looking at a rebuild. There's an article in the new Future Watch that says that rebuilds are going the way of the dodo, and that a retool, like what the Rangers have done, is what most GMs are looking to do. Where, okay, we're not going to be in the playoffs this year, but we want to be ready to be back in like 2 years. So the idea of a full rebuild is kind of waning, where they don't want to go through that really big dip. And I've talked about this before, where it's really easy to tear it down. It's really hard to build it back up again. Some teams can do that. Some just can't.
Hello, Lars.
Hey, Lars. It must be late if Lars is up. Hi, Lars.
I think he said he just woke up.
Morning, Lars.
Pretty sure I saw that.
Glad to see Lars in the live stream.
What's a better AC/DC album with Bob Scott, TNT, or Highway to Hell?
Highway to Hell. Highway to Hell was their biggest Bon Scott album, I believe. I do though prefer Brian Johnson over Bon Scott, so that's just me. I will say this though: when AC/DC, when Bon Scott passed on and they went to Brian Johnson, a lot of people didn't even realize it was a new singer. There were a lot of people just didn't realize, because at the time there weren't many video channels and all that. So, later on, people realized, oh, it's a completely different guy singing now.
Lars, it's stupid o'clock where he is.
Oh,
4:25. Goodness.
Well, I used to be ridiculous. At work at 4:20 in the morning.
It was horrible.
That was my start time at work.
It was awful.
Yep, that was fun.
Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion album better than Tool?
No.
Use
Your Illusion.
That's ridiculous.
Use Your Illusion Volume 1 is a good album, but everything Tool is better.
Yes.
I had Volume 1 of Use Your Illusion.
Question.
Yep.
Do you like playing poker?
Yes. I used to play back when I worked graveyards at a call center. We would have hours and hours of not much to do, so we would actually play Texas Hold'em on Yahoo. They had on Facebook, the Texas Hold'em poker on Facebook, and it was funny because we would all play it, and if we had a good hand, we would just say out loud, "Get out," so that the other guys knew to fold their hand. And we made a mint that way. We'd all be at the same table, and nobody would realize we were working together. We would just yell, "Get out."
Can't imagine being at work at 4 a.m. That sounds horrible. It was. And it was a 20-minute drive to get there.
But I was off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon every day. And that was great.
I would drive him to work, and it was stupid o'clock.
Because usually when they did forced overtime, it'd be after I'd already gone home. Yeah. So I would normally duck around the forced overtime, and I'd go in the next day, hey, forced overtime. Like, not for me. I went home before they enforced it. And so I very often got around overtime that way. I was very happy.
Does Shannon have his driver's license?
Not right now.
No.
Hasn't been necessary. And with insurance being where it is, I'm going to. The funny thing is, I was actually going to go through the process of getting it, and then the world came to an end. So I'd been talking to her about it. I've been talking to her about getting another vehicle. And if we're going to get another vehicle, I have to be the one driving it. And, you know, what we could do is you could take Adelaide on weekends and then I could take the boys on weekends. See? So then that would cut down your drive time. So I could take the boys to their dad on weekends and you
can't drive there in a weekend.
Okay. Now I'm trying to help you and you're just giving me flack. So I tried to help.
I don't even know how long it would take to drive to their dad's. Let's look this up.
Again,
hold on.
You wanted my help with this years ago.
I'm going to Google how long it would take to drive the boys.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's like 2.5 hours. Can't be that bad. Hi, kitty.
Okay, let's see. Like that guy that thought it was 11 hours for us to drive to, was it Montreal or something?
Montreal,
like yep. 11 hours? Okay, let's see.
Canada's really big. There we go.
Let's see. It would take to make sense. Choose starting point from home.
Yeah.
It's thinking finding best route. 1 day and 5 hours.
See, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
You wouldn't be able to get there and back in a weekend.
Okay, now you're just being difficult.
If you didn't stop at all or sleep or anything, it would take you 2 days and 10 hours to drive there and back.
So no problem. Done.
Look there's a wreck somewhere in Wyoming. So don't go that way. There's a wreck.
Okay.
26 days if you walk. If you walk there, it's 26 days.
Who in the world walks that far? Who in the world is actually asking Google? So I want to walk to halfway across the states. And then the walking routes are not safe at all. I used to just as a joke, you know, if I want to walk from point A to point B, I'd be like, okay, so it's making me walk on the highway. Nope. So yeah.
Wait, doesn't it take multiple days to drive from BC to Montreal? Yes.
Oh yeah.
So we had a subscriber invite Shannon to some hockey thing that I'm sure got canceled.
Yeah.
And so I was doing the messaging to him and I said, that's not something that I can just drive there. That's a really long ways away.
Yep.
And he was from, I think, Pittsburgh or something. It was saying, it's like 9 hours for me. Isn't it 11 hours for you? No.
11 hours.
We'd be in Alberta.
Yeah. 11 hours. You'd be in Calgary.
And so I screenshot the Google Maps that it takes over a day if we don't stop.
Regina to Vancouver. I remember
Canada's big.
We drove, when I was a little kid, my dad drove from Regina out here and it took all day. I think we took off in the morning and I think it was nighttime when we arrived.
No,
it was an all-day trip.
Long drive.
It was it's 1,000 miles, I think, from Regina to here, about that.
Miles.
And yeah, well, because this was in the mid 70s.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, you know, kilometers were there, but we still talked in miles.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Rammstein in Montreal this August, hopefully. We have
LA in September.
In LA.
Yep, LA in September.
Hoping.
Really, really hoping.
Hoping.
We've got tickets for Tool next month, but that's not happening.
But so far, it looks like they're postponing.
They're postponing it. Watch it be the same day as the Rammstein concert.
I totally had that thought of, oh my gosh, just our luck if they scheduled it for the same time. It'd be one of those. Wow.
So you would have to go see Rammstein. I'd have to go see Tool because you've never seen Rammstein and I've never seen Tool. So, but you can't not see Rammstein and I can't not see Tool.
That would be. That would be so.
I could try to find. Well, who would I invite? Who would I invite to go to a Tool concert with me?
When this all blows over, let's have a meetup in downtown Canada.
Absolutely, downtown Canada, where the Rough Riders are against the Rough Riders.
Favorite Bon Jovi album? No.
New Jersey. I know everybody had Slippery When Wet, but I thought New Jersey was the better album.
No. Has Shannon ever driven in his life?
Yes. I have. Mm-hmm. I know I had
by the tree in Edmonton.
I had I had an instance where somebody said something about me and driving, so I just took my friend's keys and started the car and drove it out of the parking lot and drove a bit down the street and got out and said, see, it's not rocket science. So, yeah.
You guys should do a large meetup tomorrow in Metrotown. No, we can't afford the ticket.
That'd be a large fine.
An expensive ticket.
Well, hello, officer. Did you want a hockey stick? I see you've got a book in your hand. All right. So, how many? I'm paying for all of the tickets. Why is that? Oh, I see.
Yeah, if we organized it, we'd be the one getting the ticket. All right.
So I pay all the fines. Gotcha. Okay. Do you accept children as payment? No. All right. Well, then we're gonna have a problem. Okay. Yeah. All right, 3 more, and then we should go because there are kids we have to make sure go to bed on time.
Oh, they're really quiet.
I'm too quiet upstairs.
Probably watching something because I told them they couldn't watch something because they were supposed to clean their rooms. So that means they're probably watching something
in a bedroom somewhere, maybe starting a fire.
That's another possibility.
Yeah.
City you'd most like to live in. I like living where we do.
I would love it if Vegas was in Canada. If Vegas could somehow be a Canadian city, that'd be fantastic. If I could live in Las Vegas and still have all of the Canadian perks, I would be so happy and wouldn't have to cross a border. In fact, if Las Vegas could move closer, or if Canada could build its own Las Vegas, I don't see any reason we can't have giant hotels and casinos too. I think Justin Trudeau, if you're watching this, I think building a Canadian Las Vegas right now would be great. Well, all Canadians know each other, right? So Justin, if you want, he has my number. He can find it. Just give me a call. We can work on making a Canadian Las Vegas. I think it'll be great. We'll just call it La Vegas because it's French.
Right. There you go.
La Vegas.
Have you been out since COVID? Yes, I have.
The last time I left the house was with the kids' hockey, which was over 2 weeks ago.
It was over 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Okay, so it's been 3 weeks I've stayed at home.
3 weeks and 2 days. I haven't left the house. I have gone out. I haven't gone to any stores since the 13th. The 13th was the last time I went to a store.
Right.
I've gone to the mail. I don't know what country whoever asked this is, but mail is different in Canada than it is in the States. So we don't have post offices like they do in the States.
We do, but it's not exactly the same.
No, they're not the same. Well, you've been to the American post office. It's nothing the same as what we have.
We have Canadian like post offices too, though.
Not here. Not like that.
The little post office boxes.
Yeah, not like that. Yep. But our post office boxes are in other stores.
Well, that's
just London Drug or Shoppers.
They did a decentralization with the Canada Post, but you still have your regular post offices.
No, there's none in Abbotsford. There isn't any.
I'm totally going to find out there is.
Yep, go look it up. And then you're going to owe me. Because I've looked. There is not.
You're going to owe me, and it's going to be great.
But so our post office box is in a little store, and they have, 30 mailboxes? You think? You think that's about 30? And then it's a tiny little store. So I can go in there, and it's totally safe. So I'm not concerned about going there. And the guy that runs it is very, very cautious. So I'm okay with going there. That's the only one I've gone in. There isn't one.
Well, no, there's a lot of these that say Canada Post, but it doesn't specify.
They're not actual.
There's one on that street.
Railroad?
No.
Because that one is the distribution for Abbotsford.
No, there's one on.
But there's no boxes there. I've looked.
There's one on McCallum.
No,
says McCallum here. Town Square, Clearbrook Town Square.
That one's in the Shoppers.
South Fraser Way.
There's several of them, but they're all in stores.
There's one in
Shoppers. There's one in
Sumas Way Post Office.
They're all in stores.
All of them. They don't say they're in stores. There's Letterlock.
Yeah, that's
Posties Canada.
They're not.
That's the French one. Posties.
There are no post offices.
Or Pasties Canada, which is a completely different thing altogether.
None.
All right.
Anyways, yeah. So I haven't gone to any stores since then. I've done drop-off pickups.
True.
That's it. I have no desire to go into any stores if I don't have to.
Somebody asked on Discord, so I'll answer here. I will totally do a video on Rick Rippon at some point.
Shannon should do an all-star game for himself for a Brody Hintz tournament live stream this year. I'd donate and watch it. It'd be like a telethon.
We're gonna push off Brody Hintz till later in the year.
And we don't want to do any kind of thing where people are donating through like super chats.
I don't want any money to go to me.
Yeah, we don't want the money to ever go through our accounts or anything like that. So that's why we've done the GoFundMes or things like that.
And made sure a family member of his is present for the tournament.
We have it all sorted so that there's no way anybody can question anything being not on the straight and narrow. So,
all right. So, on that note, we should probably go because we have children that are being far, far, far too quiet.
And it's 8:30, so it's past their bedtime.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. And I still haven't done my treadmill today. So thank you guys so much for watching and for tuning in. And we will do this probably once a week. Spread the word to the hockey channel. Hey, if you guys want to get more questions answered, go over and check out the Entertainment Guy live streams. And then that way the Entertainment Guy gets more subscribers as well. So it's all about creating a situation where I can build up both channels, and we'll get there. And at the same time, we all try to keep our sanity while we don't leave the house. So thank you guys so much. Remember, we're all in this together. Stay safe, stay clean, wash your hands, and maintain your distance, if not for yourself, for others.
Treadmill and think about players to do career videos on.
Basically, yeah, while I'm watching The Office. Sorry. Thank you guys again. I will talk to you likely very, very soon.